I'd like to introduce you to our first speaker, Mr. Avishek Addy, who is an investment professional at Amicus Capital.
Hi
Sir,
everyone.
my first question to you would be, what is financial planning?
Yeah, so just before starting, I would like to state that whatever is being expressed here is my personal opinion. So that's a standard disclaimer from our side. Coming to financial planning, first of all, I would like to understand or like to elaborate on what is planning. So planning is basically what is where you determine your goals and you determine what is the strategies to achieve those goals or needs. Now, for financial planning is basically then to determine what are your financial goals and how will you achieve them in the future. So different people can have different kinds of goals. Somebody wants to buy a house, somebody wants to buy a car, somebody wants to have an experience like going on a holiday to an international destination. So these are all part of the goals which goes into how you determine how you will arrange your finances. Now, for financial planning, I think there are four key aspects to it. First of all, is what is the want that you want to fulfill. So it could be like as I mentioned earlier, it could be buying a car, or it can be buying a house, or an experience, buying acquisition of an asset or an experience. Anything that can be covered in this aspect. Second is what is the time within which you want to achieve that goal or you want to achieve that need, because the timing is very essential, because there are various aspects attached to it in terms of the costs which would be there in achieving or required for achieving those kind of the or succeeding in that goal. Now, for that, because the timing is essential, because the cost will vary. Today, the car that you buy would be different from a car that you would buy probably 5 years down the line. Now, for that, and the third aspect of it is the resources which you have and the future inflow that would be required to support this cost. So it's your asset as well as your future income, which will determine how you would want to achieve those goals. And fourthly is the risk appetite. So the risk appetite, what I would mean is that a person would want is the quantum of risk that one would want to take. A very conservative person might want to invest in a bank FD instead of going in for an equity share, which would be probably preferred by an aggressive investor. So based on this, one will determine what are the instruments that one needs to invest in and how much he needs to invest in order to achieve their goals. So this is basically what I would think would be covered under the financial planning aspect of an individual.
So my next question would be, how important do you think is financial planning, the learning of it in school, and how would you suggest or advise it can be incorporated into the school curriculum?
Sure. So I'll just start off with an example. So imagine this person, he has 10,000 rupees and he invests in a particular asset which earns him 10% in 10 years. In 10 years, that money will grow to about 25,000 or 26,000. Now, suppose the same person invests that for 15 years. That quantum, the 10,000 rupees, will go to 42,000 almost. And if he invests for more than 25 years, that same money will grow to 1.08 lakhs, which is almost a 4x growth from what you would have seen in the 10-year period. So over a 15-year period, it's a 4-year growth. So what I'd like to emphasize here is the power of compounding, because that is one critical aspect that people forget when they are looking at investments. Now, the power of compounding will only come in when you start early in your life, you start investing early in your life. Because I have seen a lot of young professionals who are early in their careers. They don't know what planning is, where to invest, what to do. So they're at a complete loss, and they invest in inefficient instruments, and therefore they lose a lot of valuable time in the early part of their career. And by the time they realize, they don't have too much of time or duration within which they would like to kind of achieve the quantum of net worth or what is required from them. So that's why it is important, I believe, to start early. And for that, one needs to be able to know what exactly he needs to invest in when he's starting off his career. And school is, I think, the best place where you can learn that, because at that point of time you're in a formative years. When you go to college or university, you have a lot of more pressure in terms of the curriculum. You have all other kinds of things in your life. But school, if the financial planning is weaved into your school learning, it becomes much more easier, and you learn it at a much earlier age. So that's why I think it is critical for somebody to learn or become financially aware at school level. And also another thing which I would like to highlight is that if you start early, there's a huge advantage in terms of if you want to do a mid-course correction in your life. Suppose you think that buying a I don't want to buy you think of buying a probably a small house, but you think that right now I would like to buy a larger house. So then it kind of gives you that flexibility in your life to make mid-course correction in your plans. And also in case of any unforeseen events, let's say for example a medical emergency, or suppose the stock markets don't perform well, you are able to take actions, or you can take corrective actions without losing much of time. So I think that's why it is kind of critical to start early, and probably school is the best place for that to kind of happen.
Okay, sir. Sir, could you please share your journey from school to now and what your guiding principles have been?
Yeah, so I passed out of Calcutta Boys School in '99, and then I did my CA, and then I also did my MBA. And then I have almost like 15 years of experience, primarily in the financial services, where I've worked in both investment banking as well as in the investment side, which is the private equity side. So that is pretty much in terms of what I have been doing. And probably, I mean, yeah. So that's in short about my journey in from school onwards.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your insight today.
Yeah. So I just probably would like to add something in this, and in terms of the school curriculum, probably the way people can kind of incorporate some of the aspects, or what I would like to suggest is a in terms of incorporating financial planning, is that at the start of the year there could be some sort of virtual money which is given to few students, all the students, and they can invest on in stocks which are I mean real life stocks, and over a period of time they can see how the stocks perform, and whosoever kind of has the largest net worth at the end of the financial year, he could be kind of it kind of builds up a practicality in the financial awareness curriculum of the school, as well as it makes it more interesting rather than doing rote learning as we are all used to doing it. So I think that is one aspect that I probably want to highlight in the curriculum. So yeah, so that's I just wanted to kind of add on to that in this.
So I would like to ask you a question. Do you think it should be a mandatory subject to add the financial planning subject to the school curriculum? It is
Absolutely,
like
I think so. I think so. I mean, if not mandatory, at least it should be an optional subject. So whosoever is interested should be able to take it up. And even without being a subject, as I said, that this can be more like a simulation game that can be part of the curriculum, where you don't need to spend a separate period or separate resources for doing this. It can be over a period of time. And you can also kind of invite banks, insurers, insurance companies to come and give some lectures or have some sessions with the school students, which will help them to kind of get familiarized with the what are the products which are available in the market. So those things can be done by the school. Those are the initiatives that can be taken by the school without it being part of the curriculum, but at least during the course of the academics, these are some of the more multifaceted aspects that one could explore to develop for a student.
So, and along with the school, do you think the parents can help or add to this learning in any way? They can add to what the school is already, the initiatives the schools are taking in the curriculum.
Yes, absolutely. I think one of the critical aspects which a parent can take is that they should be able to instill the kind of confidence and the decision making power for on the wards in terms of how they would like to utilize the money, how they would like to spend it. So I think they should be given at a relatively young age pocket money, and they should be able to take independent decisions as to what they would like to do with it, how they would like to spend, whether they would like to invest or whether they would like to kind of save it in any fashion whatsoever. So this the parents do have a very critical function to in this aspect.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So
I
here
would
I
like
would have a
to.
question to Abhishek. What are the activities that you have been doing with your son or daughter with
I
respect to
give
this?
I give her pocket money so that although it's at a very small amount because she's just 8 or 9 years old, but at least it kind of understand the value of money, take decisions.
So you give her the pocket money to spend.
No, it is up to her to decide what she wants to do. If she wants to save, she can save. If she wants to spend, she can spend. On, I mean, there are certain things. Of course, I don't give her a large amount. So whatever the smaller items that she needs to buy, she can buy it out of that. So like pencils, rubbers, all those things, I won't be spending. You have to decide on your own whether you want to spend out of it.
Right. So just a thought here. So probably we could incentivize the savings if she does. So that would be a good thought.
Yes, but I don't know how if she thinks savings as an important aspect or not at that age. So, so yeah.